operational activities from January till date. You will agree with me that over the last 12 months, we were confronted by several threats across the country, and these threats range from armed banditry to kidnapping for ransom to crude oil theft to violent extremism, insurgency, as well as terrorism, among others. Several of these threats, needless to say, adversely affected innocent citizens and disrupted peace and security across our country. It is important to realize that the terrorists exist for the sake of war. And for the sake of peace, they must be destroyed. It is for this reason, that our troops have continued relentless and painful pressure on the terrorist enclaves, hideouts, and strongholds as an incentive to speedily defeat the terrorists and hastily end war. During the course of the year, troops eliminated over 1,000 notable terrorist leaders, as well as their replacements. We eliminated also their commanders and combatants, among others. We also assure that similar fates await those parading themselves as terror leaders and commanders today. Persons like Bello Turji, take it from me, is merely a dead man walking, as he will soon follow suit with many others that have been eliminated during the course of the year. To refresh your memory, I will read out some of the names of notable terrorist leaders that were taken out since January this year. Persons like Halilu Tumubu, Duse Nasara Ida, Malam Saleh Umaru, Mohammed Amadou, Abubakar Musa, Adamu Tenko Ibrahim, Yellow Dogo Rakuni, Isia Bodei, and Aleji Bantu. Others are Usman Modi, Kachala Halilu, Kachala Tukur, Amir Ibrahim Bukar, Seidu Hassan Yellow, Bakura Jega, Abba Tukur, among several others. I will say that we will not hesitate to defend the country from terror attacks with overwhelming military force, in order to continue to deliver tangible benefits for all Nigerians to see and witness. To this end, during the year, we neutralized over 10,937 terrorists. We arrested over 12,538 of them, while rescuing over 7,063 rescued hostages. Now, this is significant in terms of degrading the military capabilities as well as the fighting capabilities of these terrorists. Additionally, troops recovered over 8,815 weapons, over 228,000 ammunition, even as we denied the oil theft of an estimated sum of 68 billion naira since January this year. Now, this is indicative of how our operations contribute in boosting the daily crude oil production of our nation and improve the nation's revenue. The breakdown of recoveries made from the terrorists in the course of the year are as follows. We recovered over 4,332 AK-47 rifles, over 1,244 locally fabricated guns, over 838 den guns, 259 pump action guns, and over 29,000 assorted ammunition among other items recovered. As I earlier mentioned, we also recovered over 56 million liters of stolen crude oil and over 9 million liters of illegally refined ADO, otherwise known as diesel, among other items. Let me now take us through our various operations, beginning with the Northeast, where we have Operation Hidden Cave. The troops of Operation Hidden Cave fought intensely against the terrorists all through the year. Indeed, the troops invaded terrorist hideouts, strongholds, and enclaves to flush out terrorists and destroy them wherever they were hibernating in the Northeast Theater of Operation. Offensive operations were conducted to known terrorist safe havens in Sambisa Forest, Timbuktu Triangle, as well as the Tumbus, which is along the Chad Basin. Several terrorist leaders, commanders, and their families surrendered as a result of the intensity of troops operations. The operations also saw the neutralization of several terrorist commanders, some of whom are, to refresh your memory again, we took out persons like Amir Gerim Mazu, Husseini Abdul, Abu Muhammad, Buba Kachala, Buka, among others. Additionally, troops rescued, kidnapped hostages, and arrested terrorist collaborators in the course of their operations. Overall, since January to date, troops of Operation Hidden Cave neutralized 3,151 terrorists, arrested over 2,500 of them, even as we rescued over 1,600 kidnapped hostages in the course of the year. Additionally, the troops recorded 16,171 surrendered terrorist combatants and their family during the course of the year. The summary of recovered items include over 1,800 AK-47 rifles, over 446 fabricated rifles, over 438 den guns, and over 378 assorted arms, among others. Next is the North Central, where we have Operation Safe Haven. The troops of Operation Safe Haven significantly restored peace in the plateau through their operations. The operations resulted in the neutralization of several terrorists and violent extremist leaders, commanders, and combatants in the course of the year. Additionally, troops in fierce contact with violent extremists and terrorists neutralized several terrorists, which include Mohammed Sani, Kau Hamad, Malam Abubakar Mohammed, Malam Yau Adamu, Dairu Idi alias Yellow, among several others that were neutralized in the North Central Theater of Operation. Troops also rescued several kidnapped hostages and arrested suspected violent extremists as well as gun owners. The offensive posture of the troops secured the release of several kidnapped hostages and significantly curtailed the activities of the terrorists and violent extremists operating within that theater of operation. Overall, the troops of Operation Safe Haven neutralized 447 violent extremists. They arrested 1,995 of them and rescued 1,094 kidnapped hostages in the course of their operations during the year. The troops also recovered 254 AK-47 rifles, 321 fabricated weapons, and 314 assorted ammunition, among other items recovered. Still in the North Central, let's take a look at Operation Wild Stroke. The troops of Operation Wild Stroke sustained their operations all through the year in Benue, Taraba, and Nasarawa states. These operations significantly delivered damages to terrorist fighting capabilities. Troops hunted the terrorists and destroyed them in areas in which they were hibernating. Troops also arrested several notorious gun runners, kidnappers, and terrorist collaborators in the course of the year. Additionally, troops' onslaught largely degraded the potency of the violent extremists and neutralized several notable terrorist leaders. And these include Grimami, alias Omo, Matthew Tise, Ali Ibrahim, Yusuf Musa, Usman, Umar, among others. Overall, the troops of Operation Wild Stroke neutralized 600 terrorists, arrested over 1,600 of them, and rescued over 688 kidnapped hostages in the course of their operations this year. Troops also recovered 295 AK-47 rifles, 315 assorted arms, and over 13,000 rounds of 7.62mm special ammunition, among others. Let's now cross over to the northwest where we have Operation Harden Indadi. The troops of Operation Harden Indadi continued all through the year to create a conducive and stable security environment for agricultural activities and other forms of socio-economic activities in Kaduna, Katsina, Kebbi, Sokoto, and Zamfara State in the northwest, as well as Niger State in the north central. Troops operations resulted in several notable terrorists eliminated from the battlefield. As a refresher, some of those taken out include Lawali Whirl, aka Damina, Buhari Alhaji Halidu, aka Buhari Yadi, and Mohammed Sani, aka Peter, among others. Overall, the troops of Operation Harden Indadi in the course of the year neutralized 2,906 terrorists, arrested 1,826 of them, and rescued over 2,616 kidnapped hostages. Additionally, the troops recovered 1,450 AK-47 rifles, 477 fabricated guns, and 576 assorted arms, among others. Still in the northwest, let us take a peek at Operation Wild Punch. The troops of Operation Wild Punch delivered significant damage to the terrorist military capabilities all through the air. Indeed, the troops' onslaught resulted in surrendering of terrorists in the North Central Theater of Operation. The troops' tenacity and operational intensity led to the elimination of several violent extremists and terrorist leaders. And by way of refreshing your memory, we took out people like Riwanu Ahmad, Jamilu Samaya, Tukur Shami, among others in the course of the year. Overall, the troops of Operation Wild Punch neutralized 742 terrorists, arrested 1,877 of them, and rescued 595 kidnapped hostages in the course of their operations this year. The troops equally recovered over 364 AK-47 rifles, over 300 assorted arms, among other items recovered in the course of operations this year. Let's now move to the south-south where we have Operation Delta Sea. The troops of Operation Delta Sea maintained the momentum against the activities of crude oil theft. The troops continue to find and destroy illegal refining sites, as well as arrest the perpetrators of crude oil theft. Indeed, the troops' operation spiked the nation's daily crude oil production to close to 2 million barrels per day, which we have today. During the course of the year, troops of Operation Delta Sea neutralized 78 terrorists, arrested 2,357 persons involved in crude oil theft and other violent extremist activities, even as they rescued 93 kidnapped hostages. The troops also denied oil theft of over 56 million liters of stolen crude oil because of their operations this year. Also, they denied oil theft of over 9 million liters of AGO, otherwise known as diesel, and over 95,000 liters of PPK, otherwise known as kerosene, and over 156,000 liters of KMS, otherwise known as petrol. Furthermore, the troops recovered 538 assorted weapons, over 13,000 assorted ammunition, and they destroyed over 2,000 wooden boats, as well as over 2,600 illegal refining sites in the course of their operations this year. Now to the southeast, where we have Operation Udoka. The troops of Operation Udoka sustained the momentum in finding, flushing out, and destroying the indigenous people of Biafra and their Eastern Security Network terror members at locations in which they were hibernating. The troops of Operation Udoka, in the course of their operations, intercepted and arrested several of these indigenous people of Biafra and their Eastern Security Network members, some of whom are Chimere, aka Bamba, Jeremiah Uzoma, aka Escobar, Tochukwu Awo, aka Ojoto, as well as Egwati, among others that were taken out in the course of operations this year. Overall, during the course of the year, the troops of Operation Udoka neutralized 734 terrorists, arrested 974 of them, including other criminals, and rescued 372 kidnapped hostages in the course of operations this year. Additionally, troops recovered 167 AK-47 rifles, 259 pump action guns, as well as over 9,000 rounds of 7.60mm special ammunition, among others. Now, in summarizing, I would say that it is no news that terrorists have not only constituted a nuisance to our nation, but have constituted a global threat to other nations based on their affiliation. Accordingly, the terror activities in the Sahel region, as well as in the West African region, have direct consequences on the security situation in our nation. Consequently, it behoves on us as a force to not just concentrate on our local security in our nation, but to also seek collaboration with neighboring countries and regional bodies to tackle the menace of terrorism. That said, as we have shown against the terrorists in several arenas, we will defend our nation's territorial integrity and secure our citizens against terrorists. Many what we have witnessed in this year, 2024, is a sign of major defeat of the terrorists in the new year, 2025. The military high command indeed draws a lot of comfort from our troops in the field, given that they are in high spirits, they are fully committed, they are devoted, and they believe in the justice of the cause. We are also of the conviction that there is no other alternative but victory. Consequently, I will inform you that we are inching towards a clear and decisive victory over these terrorists that have ravaged our land and killed our citizens. In the coming year, we are proud that we are willing to go the extra mile to get the job done. Decisive victory. On the whole, citizens must know that this war is not just for the armed forces alone, but for all of us, even as ordinary citizens. The military, therefore, needs more of citizen support in winning the war. Please. Thank you. Now we'll go to the next segment of this brief, which is the question and answer session. And I will begin by taking questions from my left. Yes, sir.
Good morning, sir. My name is Kingsley Amon of the Vanguard newspapers. Let me use this opportunity to wish the PMO and the Directorate of Defense Media Operations Happy New Year and a prosperous New Year. Now, sir, I just wonder, the Christmas Day bombing of the Nabbed terrorists and their collaborators drew some kind of accusation and counter-accusations. The military has given us what they said actually happened. Some people or some set of people are still claiming something to the contrary. In your press statement, you did say that some kind of investigation is going to be carried out. We'd like to hear from you. What is the update about this investigation to put the record straight? Thank you.
Well, sir, I'm Solomon Adeni, and I write for newspaper, sir. So, I would like to, I don't know if you saw a viral video by George where he consistently mentioned your name, that you are betting out falsehoods to Nigerians, that Uchi, that you call his accomplice, is not his accomplice, and is even demanded his release. Otherwise, residents of Zamfara communities will be dealt with in 2025. So I jotted something he said, and I would like to read out your kind permission. He said, Edward Duba, be mindful of what you are telling people. If you cannot go to the battlefield, go inside your room and rest and stop lying to people. Our brother whom you arrested were picked up at the market and others in the hospital. We never fought any battle with you. if you actually want to fight us, not our parents, you know where you can come to us. Come, let's fight. So in view of what he has said, when the military in 2015 be taking the passport, he said the militaries are aware of where he's staying, and if you are not scared of him, then you guys should come and meet him. So with this state, will the military be coming out for him in 2025? And is it true that those that were arrested were not people involved in Agbo banditry? Thank you, sir.
Okay, let me finish. Yes, sir.
Yeah, good morning, sir. My name is Andrew Pulldown. I represent Tax. I want us to commend the military for what they are doing. The figure this today is a bit frightening. We know that by force, we know the military have been it. We may not end this war. I would like you to put figure on the number of terrorists that have surrendered this year.
Sir, you want to give us the number of the Zamfara terrorists that were killed in that
Where you get the thing, you see it. Should I come and start reading 1,000 people? Okay, so to your questions. I'll say this. We must know this. The first casualty in war is what? The truth. The truth is always the first casualty in war. So it shouldn't be surprising when the terrorist comes out and is saying contrary things to what we are saying. These are people that don't have integrity. These are people that kill innocent citizens. These are people that don't have respect for law or regulation. It will be insulting to try to put our words beside theirs. It will be insulting to do that. And I will say that, please, don't give in to terrorist propaganda. Don't give in to terrorist propaganda. If things have happened with that bombing that took place in the Northwest on Christmas Day, and we are hearing different words going out, you think that the terrorists will be happy that we bombed them? They will, of course, put up a propaganda. Don't feed into their propaganda, please. We have to be circumspect. All right. I have said it and I'll repeat it. I don't even want to call his name. But what I will say is that, look, there's nothing new. Before him, all these terrorist leaders that we are seeing today, before them, there are some that thought that they were champion of champion. Where are they? They are buried. They are dead. And I assure you that those of them that are leaders today, commanders, whatever they call themselves, just watch out. I will, on this platform, tell you, you are buried them. Because that is their fate in 2025. They are dead men walking. Let's go to the right.
Good afternoon. Good morning, sir. My name is Joseph and I write for the independent newspapers. On Christmas Day, some of our people in the local government of Benue State came under the attack by armed policemen, and that has been ongoing for several years now. I remember in 2016, I raised an alarm over this, the campaign of armed men in that particular community. Since that time till now, nothing has been done to stop these killings. Now, I want to still ask, what is the military going to do differently this coming year to stop the killing of our people in more? And that was the economic problem. There are some of our communities that have been occupied by these terrorists. We don't have a boundary with Cameroon anymore. Most of the communities on that axis have been occupied by these terrorists, and we do not want this to continue in the coming year, 2025. We want the military to act decisively to stop the killings in our place. Thank you, sir.
Yes. Yes, sir. Are we done? Okay, that's yes, sir.
Sir, my name is Ben work with GTV Africa. So I want to say congratulations and appreciate troops of one brigade sector of operation. Passion Yama, thank you so much for their events and the way they were able to now those gun runner and other that were operating in that sector. But sir, my question is, please, when is the truth or the authority going to begin to make use of technology to operate and discover more of these people?
That's a very easy question. We are ready to make use of it. Okay,
Good morning, sir. My name is Aki. I write for Government of Abuja. Our question is just the reaction of Amnesty International to what happened in Sokoto, demanding a lot of action from the military. For example, they are demanding for video evidence of what happened in Sokoto during the Christmas. The military gave a video to Ministry of Justice. What will be the reaction to this Amnesty International? Because the troops are in war fronts, also justice.
all right, thank you. Let me be gender sensitive.
Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. I am Princess Livia today on the Anambra Broadcasting Service. I want to join my colleagues to say thank you for all you do to safeguard our people. But sir, there have been complaints of heavy-handed approaches to operations in the southeast. So I want to ask, how is the military working towards ensuring that there is human rights promotion in your operations? Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Let me start by answering the question with regards to Amnesty International. We have a pending issue with Amnesty International, during which we extended an invitation to them. We extended an invitation to them for us to look at some allegations that we leveled against the military, which we found very shocking and misleading and unfortunate. We are waiting for it. And now that they've come up with another request, we will take advantage of when they honor that invitation to show them what they have requested to see. So the ball is in their court. We await amnesty. Next is the issue of reports of happenings in Benue. What I want to say is this. Many of the things that we have witnessed in this outgoing year 2024, it is a sign of the major defeat of the terrorists in 2025. See how smart. And what are some of those things? I just told you we killed over 10,000 terrorists this year. We arrested over 12,000. Have reeled out the quantum of weapons that we recovered and destroyed, as well as ammunition from these terrorists. Let me tell you, let me add that before now, the surrendering that we had in this country was only in the northeast. We are now recording surrendering in the northwest, the north central. This is indicating of the lowering motivation of the terrorists. And even as we bring this overwhelming military pressure upon them, they will continue to surrender. In the specific situation in Benue that you mentioned, we have troops on the ground. We have arrested several of them and taken several of them out. Watch out in 2025 as victory is non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. Of the high-handedness in the Southeast operation, there were no specifics. So I don't know how to go about it. But
So should I highlight that?
yeah, go ahead.
All right. In some cases, there are blockades, which will lead to long queues of vehicles. There are disruptions of economic activities. There are people when the simple relationships are not cordial.
Yeah.
There are problems with them.
Okay. What I want to tell you is, in the conduct of war, sometimes there's some form of discomfort. We're not happy that these things happen, but sometimes they need to happen, and I'll explain. If you're operating in the northern part of the country, because of the terrain, the nature of the terrain, you can stand from here and see for 400 meters, 500 meters, even almost 1,000 meters. You can see because of the nature of the terrain. This affects your deployment. But when you go to the southeast, because of the nature of the terrain, with the vegetation. You cannot do that. Because if you give that space, you're giving space for the terrorists to operate. So you have to close in and put those checkpoints closer so that when there's anything, there's quicker reaction. Will citizens be inconvenienced? The sad answer is yes. But it is for the purpose of what? Security. So we continually try to look at that balance. We continually try to look at where we can improve on our operations in order to make Nigerians feel much more better. So some of these things are not intentionally to hurt the citizens. It is to protect them. So we need to look at it from that perspective also. Yeah, thank you very much. I think I'll answer it. All right. Okay, you say technology, we are using it. We are using technology, but we cannot come here and start talking about our secret weapons. Do you understand? We can't come here and talk about our secret weapons. Okay? All right.
On live to
I think we're done. Let's have
can
one.
listen to him, just giving details of what the operation likes as the operation goes in the states and in parts of the country. This is what we'll be bringing to the end for the end of the year briefing. And I want to say thank you for your support. Thank you for being there all along the briefing period. Well, till I come your way again, I'm bringing you all enjoy your day, enjoy your Christmas as the military promise. The year is going to show. Well, till I come your way again, I'm bringing you all